So welcome back to my podcast, the Many Hats podcast. My name's Stuart Forsyth, and it's been a minute, purely because I've been mega busy. It's been crazy with the business recently. For those who know, I run a business called limelightmedia.co.uk, and yeah, there's tons of stuff that's been going on, but I'm back to it. I'm really keen to kick on with speaking to lots of business owners and talking about the many hats that people wear in business and how to keep them running. Today's a bit of a different one. Today, I am welcoming somebody called Lindsey Forsyth. Who even are you?
Ta-da!
Hi, dear.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm actually really nervous, and this is weird because I talk to you all the time, but this just feels, I'm a bit nervous. I don't even know why.
You talk to me like you're formal.
I know. How am I meant to talk to you?
Just talk to me like you normally talk to me, except don't tell me to go and do the dishes and that.
Go and do the dishes, right, okay.
So obviously I wanted to bring you on, and because you run a business in your own right. You started a business a while ago, and it's kind of blown up since then as well. So for everybody who doesn't know, tell us, you've got it on your jumper there, what is Tandem and what do you do?
So I am a personal trainer and just recently started running my own gym. So we started in April and it is now, what month are we in?
We're
about to go to July, try to work that one out there.
No, we're not about to get in July, we're about to get in August.
August, okay.
But you're ruining the illusion.
Right.
Because this is going to go out probably sometime in September.
Oh, no, can I not go this week?
This week? Goodness sake.
Okay, so started running my own gym in April. So kind of took that bit of leap of faith, I think. Going from just personal trainer working in other people's gyms to getting my own place.
And it's been quite a jump to having your own place.
Oh, wow.
You actually have a proper physical space now, a gym, like a proper gym, not just like a hall. No, it's like a gym.
It's like a proper gym, and there's like machines, and there's a spa. I don't know if you know this, we have a spa, we've got a sauna, we've got a steam room, a jacuzzi. You know this, you've tried it out. So yeah, it feels funny. Like when you go from a personal trainer using the majority of like other people's equipment, and you've got your own few things like kettlebells, ropes and stuff that you're lugging about in your car from one place to the next, but to actually have a location with equipment and everything in it, it's different.
I just had a flashback to you going down the annex with your equipment, like your ropes and your sack bags and all that. And
my sack bags, otherwise known as sandbags, yeah. Yeah, which was all right when it was sunny, but then when it was like rainy, like all the ropes get like soaking and you're dragging them back, and then it's in the car, and the car pure stinks of dampness, and then But
that's a point. So everybody starts somewhere.
Yes.
You need to start. It's not as if you're just going to come in, and have a ton of money to throw at a brand new business venture, unless of course you've got an investor of some sort. But starting for the bottom, what does that look like, or what did it look like for you?
What it looked like was you kind of had to start with nothing or start with what you had. So basically it was just people and people's bodies. So to start with, I really started with like boot camps and stuff like that. So outside groups and activities. So you go in with nothing more than your passion and your enthusiasm. And that is what you have, that's your selling point, is your passion, your enthusiasm for what you do. And I think because when you just qualify in something, you're fresh, so you've got that excitement there. So to start with, it's not an issue when you're lugging your equipment from the car to the house to the location as well. So, but yeah, that's where you start. That's foundation, just enthusiasm and passion, and you've got to go for there.
And just going here, there, and everywhere. So down the annex, which is in Irvine, is like it's just like a big field, big massive field.
And not only that, we went to the end of the annex and there's a huge big hill. So if you're a runner at the Bray and Dreghorn, so if you know that, my clients that have been here with me since the beginning remember this hill with fondness, as we had many runs up and down the hill. It's like, how many exercises can you do on a hill? Or, well, look, there's a bench at the top of the hill. Like, how creative can we be with this one bench to get you the best workout you can just now? So, yeah, I'm surprised they're all still here after that.
But then that's the point. I mean, you use what you have. I think we talked about this in a previous podcast episode, is just using what you have and going with it. And obviously when your passion takes you into that, you then build it and build it and build it. So what did building it look like, from going for running up hills at the Brain Dreghorn to now owning a fully functional gym and spa. What was the journey from there to here?
So journey from being outside, went to a church hall, and then you realise that wasn't really cost effective because pretty much what you're gaining from every session you were paying back out in rent. Then you progressed to, I was in 2 different gyms, so again you're still having to kind of fork out for rent of the space from that aspect, but you do get the use of equipment, so again that's really good as well, and people with expertise round about you. But then eventually you get to that point where you kind of want to make the next step and the next jump, but that's the scariest. I think going from outside to indoor wasn't really too scary, but going from other people's businesses to completely starting your own, knowing that you're the one that's responsible for sales, you're the one responsible for paying the bills, you're responsible for paying other people's salaries, for your own salaries, for keeping up with policies and procedures and risk assessments. And it's this stuff here that, although you were part of before, that you're now fully responsible for. So that's a big jump.
Scary.
It's very scary. It's not stopped being scary yet.
Yes, I know.
You know, yeah.
Blood, sweat, tears and snores.
And some more tears, yeah.
So, I've got a bunch of questions to ask you as a CEO of your company, but also, obviously today's podcast is slightly different in the sense that a husband and wife scenario where you're running a business, I'm running a business, and we've got 2 wee kids. I'm going to swap here to POV cam, and I'm going to do this. The behind the scenes team.
Woohoo!
There's wee Jacob over there. Hi, Jake.
Hi.
And Levi is on over here doing all the controls. And it's very much a family businesses. So I want to ask you first with your CEO hat on of running your own business. What does a typical day or week look like? It's obviously the podcast is called Many Hats, so you have got a lot of responsibilities in running your business. So what does a typical week look like for you and your business? Bear in mind incorporating all of this as well.
Okay, so yeah, so what, family as well. So that's the thing, so you are juggling up a lot as well. So in terms of my normal week, there is no such thing as a normal week. And that's the thing, because my working week is based on other people's working weeks. Like, gone are the days of people working 9 to 5, which has its pros and cons for me. So I've maybe got about 13 PT clients, and not many, I think maybe 3 or 4 of them actually have regular shifts. So the other 10 at the very beginning of the week, I'll go, here's my shifts for this week. So I then have to structure my life around their lives. So they'll tell me what shifts they're working, and I have to sit down at my diary and look at my availability, and then I have to look at the kids and work out, well, when can I structure this round about the kids being watched. So that could be having classes and sessions from 6 o'clock in the morning, and or it could be finishing at 10, 11 at night. And again, one day will be completely different from the next. One day I might have 10 clients and classes, and the next day I have none. So it is quite, there's no routine or pattern to that. So you've got that to start with. I've then got to plan. So even in terms of PT clients, so I've got some who are in rehab, and so it's all kind of rehab program I'm doing. I've got some who are compete competitively up and down the country at different sports, and then I've got some kind of struggling with mental health, struggling with the whole concept of kind of coming into a gym. And so you've got all these things as well that I do genuinely care about people. So I don't want people they're not just a number to me. I don't want them just to come in and think, oh, I've just done a session and leave. I want to make that session applicable and right for them. And I want to get to know people. So if I'm seeing 8 PT clients in a day and I've got 3 classes, that's potentially 30 people that I like to know the story of. So when someone's coming in, I need to I want to know who's coming in. Well, what have they been up to this week? What did they tell me last week? What have I seen in social media that they've been up to? What injuries do I need to be aware of? So you've got all that going round about your head, on top of planning for classes. I've got 2 staff at the gym as well, so just kind of making sure that they guys are okay and know what they're doing and helping them progress in their careers. And then on top of that, you've got sales and marketing. I don't like it. I don't like sales and marketing. I'll come back to that later on. But yeah, so that's a kind of typical week. It's just working round about all that and then working out how to make sure the kids are well cared for as well. And you, of course, have to make sure that you're well cared for as well.
So my business is obviously in a similar tangent, not in fitness obviously, but in terms of there's no 2 days the same. So we have to, it's usually a Sunday, we sit down, we work out our week, compare our calendars, and then work out how things happen with the kids. If schools are off, and if schools are on, we try and work things round about that as well. It gets quite stressful sometimes.
Yeah.
2 people in the household, self-employed.
Yes.
Because we are solely relying on the business that comes our way. And so let's jump back to sales and marketing. Is it tough for you?
Yes.
Let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
Is it tough for you because your job is so relational?
Yeah.
Like tandem fitness, the whole, I hope it's all right for me to say this, but tandem fitness, the whole ethos behind it is tandem meaning 2, as in like getting alongside, doing it together, that whole thing. So that's the ethos behind tandem. It's about going on a journey with people. So it's then so relational. For me, there is an aspect of relational work because I need to get to know clients. I want them to get the best out of me, my business, etc. as well. But there's sometimes more of a sense of being able to switch off a wee bit as well on my part. How do you find that in terms of trying to switch off from the whole relational part of it? Because sales and marketing, do you find it difficult sometimes to actually sell to people that you're getting deep with? You know, you're really getting to know them well. Do you find it difficult to sell to them then? Yes,
100%. We spoke before there about the difference between just being a personal trainer and that big step from just being a personal trainer in someone else's business to having my own place, and that has been the biggest struggle for me. I think as well, I've got to take it from a personal side as well, and I've had some personal training in my life as well from the 2 aspects. One aspect is I went for personal training because I wanted to perfect my technique. I wanted to get better and improve and get stronger, and therefore having to go to people who can work on that with me was great. I love learning technique. I love understanding how things work to progress. That is one thing. But when I started PT with certain people as well, it actually came down to my confidence more than anything else, and the insight that they could give to my life from being an outsider, to give me, to pose questions to me that normally I wouldn't ask myself in everyday life, that actually was more than just the training I was doing. It was me kind of looking at my character, and actually the confidence I gained from PT myself helped me make some of the biggest changes in my life, not relation to the exercise that I was doing, but it gives you that time. It's your time. When you go to a personal trainer, like, you've got that undivided one-to-one attention, and it's to help get you from A to B, and that tied into both my exercise and my aspects in life. So what the personal trainer was seeing in me was my lack of confidence. That's why I wasn't confident in my lifts, but that actually was the other part of my life as well, that I wasn't confident in other parts of my life.
So from your own perspective though, you saw the value in that though?
Oh, 100%.
So would you pay for it?
100%.
Right.
And that's the thing, a lot of times now I don't even question, like, if it's 30, 40, 50 pound for a personal trainer, if I value them and I see what they do, then I'm going to pay for that. Because even counselling now, so your counselling, you're going to pay between 50 and 100 pound an hour. And so, but people still pay for that, and you get 2 for the price of one with PT.
I was
about
to say that. We kind of talked about that. We said we should have a PT session which is just PT, and there's a price for that, or you can have PT and we'll call it soft counselling.
Soft counselling.
Soft counselling.
Uh-huh.
You know, where you listen to people. I know the hairdressers sometimes think that way as well. That you know, people come in and they tell you all their worries and everything that's wrong with the world, and you need to sit there and listen to it all. But I
love it. I think it's because I've experienced the benefit in my life that being it, and it's such a privileged position. It's not like, I don't know, I don't view it as, it's just another ticky box thing that I've got to do. Like, I genuinely care, and I want to see people like see the kind of the satisfaction of just being on the sidelines. It's like we go to see the kids play football an awful lot, and it's the cheering from the sidelines and that actual pride that you see that you're not on that pitch with them. You're not playing football for them. My skill is not transferred to the kids to play football, thankfully. Like, they're way better than me. But that pride of just seeing them be all they can be in the pitch is amazing. And that's how I feel at PT. It's just being there on the sidelines when you hear that story of, oh, do you know what? This happened at work today, I've now got the confidence to do this, or do you know what, my eating's improved and I'm sleeping better, or do you know, my anxiety's decreased this week because I've put the nutrition plan in place and the exercise, and I can see the benefits of that. Like, me being on someone's journey is just that, me just being on that journey with them, giving them that support, that encouragement, whether that is through the exercise and that technique, or whether it is these transferable skills that are going from that to life. So yeah, I think it's more than just a job. And sorry, I've totally moved away from the point. But then I find that hard to sell. I find it hard to go, because I feel that I'm just looking for money. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm at the point now where, like, I need that money. Like, I need members in, because I got a bill the other day for £1,200 for my electricity, and I'm not even going to lie to you, like, that had me in tears. Like, you know, you were there.
I was there.
It did, because I went, I don't know how I'm going to pay that. And then I'm like, all right, well, I need members in. And then I go, I feel bad because now I'm just getting them people in just for money. And that's not who I am. But I want a busy gym, and I want people about, and I want to hear stories, and I want to be there cheering people on for the sidelines. So putting that into a cost or a number is quite hard.
And I can attest to the fact that Lindsey just practically sometimes just gives away PTs and gym memberships and sessions, and I'm like, flipping heck, what you doing? Just gain it, like, we've got a business to run here, and you're just giving them away sometimes. Like,
it's so hard.
Yeah, no, I get it. There's times where I do it as well. I give away freebies, and you see it, like, 'cause sometimes giving away freebies, like, I'll say, right, I'll do you a video for free, you know, and a lot of the time it's because I know that it'll come back round, you know, and somebody will say, can I employ you to do another video for me, you know, and then they'll pay the full whack, and that's fine, and I don't mind that business model sometimes, you know, but obviously,
I think it's a different society, because I mean, we don't question it anywhere else. Like, when we're getting our food at any local establishment, I don't know if I'm allowed to name names, but you go into some cafe or restaurant.
This is
like,
my podcast.
I know, but
say what we want.
But like, the waiter or waitress doesn't come to you and go, oh, I'm really, really sorry for giving you this bill. Like, but we just expect when you're in there, you get a service, you pay for that service, you pay for the food, you pay for the drinks, you don't question it. When you go to your garage to get your car fixed, when you go to a shop to buy clothes, like, the people there who take that money off you know fine well they're not going to say sorry for it, or not going to feel bad for it, because it's just a job. It's part of this, it's part and parcel. You're just paying for what you get. But I feel myself even apologising, like when I'm kind of putting payment out there or whatever, I'm really sorry it's this. And I'm going, well, it's obviously being self-employed, and I think that's where we kind of struggle, both being self-employed, because we don't have the benefits of paid holidays. So for example, when you and I take a week off to go on holiday, we are now both down 25% of our income for that whole month. So whereas most people can go away, I'm taking a week off, but I'm still getting a wage for that month, and we go, oh no, like, and it's so hard, like, to go, and I'm still reluctant to kind of take payment as well, but then realising, oh no, I don't have a wage this month because I've paid everything out.
Yeah. So when you started the business, what have been some of the surprises to you, like, since starting, like, owning your own gym and running it? What has been some of the surprises, or to get back to the title of it, what are some of the hats that you didn't expect to wear as a business owner and being in the position that you're in?
I've been some sort of pure chemical engineer. Like that was like, I didn't expect to wear that hat, like that physical hat and gloves and stuff, like pouring chemicals and having to research. Like,
we're talking about the spa here, by the way.
Sorry, yeah, that's
not part of a PT session.
That's not part of PT session. So I'm talking
Here's some chemicals for you.
Here's some chemicals, yeah. That I did not. Yeah, that was a hat that I did not expect to wear. Trying to understand all that, like as a personal trainer, thinking about the exact quantity of chemicals to clean a sauna and a steam room and all that type of stuff. And so that was definitely one thing that was a surprise. I didn't really expect to do that. I knew social media would be a part of it, but I didn't realise how much time it would take up, because it does take up a bit of time.
And my time.
And your time, it does. You're right.
I get pulled into all these unexpected social media. Stuart,
surprise!
Come and see this for a minute, and then all of a sudden I'm part of this.
No, well let's be honest about this, right? So I do create my own. Seeing this, am I maybe looking at any of these cameras?
No, you can talk to me. I'm just talking to the viewers because
right, you talk to them.
I like to.
Right,
yeah.
So I'll create something, right? And I know this word is going to be a swear word in this office, right? But wait a minute, I know. Shut your ears, right? Are you two shutting your ears, right? So I use Canva.
Oh
right?
No, that's a dirty word in here.
But
Canva.
And I'll create something, right? And I get all proud of it and stuff, and then I come and show you, and you look and you go, oh yeah. and I go, oh no, like, and I try really hard. I do try hard.
I need to get a disclaimer in here.
Like
Canva.
Oh,
I've got a love-hate relationship with Canva, right? Because I think if you put some really good effort into Canva, it can be a useful tool. And I think you're getting there. You really are. Let me just
Thanks.
call it as it is. Your stuff is getting better. But some people who use Canva and just, you can tell it's Canva. And it's like the equivalent of, remember back in the day we had like clip art?
Clip art. I loved clip art.
Right, that's what
the
it's...
one that got bigger and stuff, yeah.
That's what, like, our generation, that's kind of what like Canva is to the likes of Illustrator and InDesign and Photoshop. Like that's kind of where it's at. But your stuff's getting good.
Yeah, but it's so time consuming. It is really time consuming, because you think, oh, am I spending my time writing programs or spending my time putting some other ads together or editing a video? And it is so time consuming. I think once I do get a better income, I will be employing Limelight to deal with my social media, but I need to get to that point first, and then that will free me up. I suppose it's a kind of chicken and egg thing, isn't it? What comes first? Do you pay someone to do work that takes time off your hands, and that gives you more time to actually do what you're good at?
Well, that's what I'm constantly saying to my clients, you know, that you're taking a service, and social media, let's face it, social media is, or it should be, a massive part of your marketing strategy, because that's where people are at. You know, gone are the days of the yellow pages, you know, in the phone book. You know, that social media is where we go to first, and Google, and people Google before they buy. So that's what I'm constantly telling my own clients, is that, you know, you need to generate attention on social media for people to know who you are and what you do and what services that you offer. So I don't think it is a chicken and egg scenario. I think it's an essential part of what you do. But I get what you're saying in terms of like, it's a chicken and egg in terms of like, oh, we don't have the money, but we need to pay somebody to do it, and you know what comes first. And I don't know whatever comes first, but I think if you're in a position where you say, I'm going to properly invest in this now, you know, to think about Marcoms, then that's when it comes.
Sorry, what did you say? Marcoms?
Marcoms.
What are they?
Marketing and communications.
Okay.
I've told you that word before.
Many hats. That's not mine. Take that top one off.
I've told you that one before. What are you laughing at there?
Okay.
Blinking.
Well, yeah, so that was another thing that I didn't realise how time consuming kind of social media and marketing and stuff would be.
Some people are really good at it as well. Like, in terms of social media stuff, people just love being in front of the camera. I'm not one of those people, personally. I don't like, and you'll notice in my own socials, on the Limelight social, certainly, like, there's very, very rarely that my face is in front of the camera. It's usually like the work that's been done, and I don't like it. Some people love it, and I think that's why some people do really well with their socials, because they're good at that kind of stuff. But because I often look at my own socials and I'm like, my socials could be a lot better. And that's quite ironic considering we're a social media company.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next question. I like asking lots of questions. Being married to a fellow entrepreneur. What's one thing about being married? So in a relationship where obviously we're both running different businesses that people don't see. What's the side, a peek behind the curtain, would you say, that people don't get to see in terms of you run the business, me run the business, and collectively what we do?
Well, that's a difficult one. I'm trying to answer that. I think it is just probably like how organised we have to be, to the nth degree. Like, even when my clients will hear me talk about meal prep all the time, because for me eating is a big thing, just because I enjoy it, but getting the food right for us and for the kids is really, really important. But I think it's the behind the scenes stuff of that organisation, of just making sure that, like, even if I'm not with a client at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm up and I'm on the laptop in the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I know that's not affecting time with the kids because they're still asleep. But then it also allows you then to work at the other end of the day. So a lot of times we are like passing ships, because I'm out working in the morning, then come back, and then you'll go out working late at night. And yeah, I think that's quite difficult. And I feel when the kids were born, we always made it a priority that me in particular, like, I would be home with the kids. Like, we always said that until the kids were settled in school. That was a big priority, that I didn't kind of want them in full-time childcare. And yes, you do take the side that goes with that. Like, we never had lavish holidays or whatever. I mean, the kids went on holiday last year for their first time, so we did miss out on that, but I wanted to be there for their childhood, and that was important. But now we're both running our businesses, say full time. It's more than full time. Like, people think it's just 40 hours, but we could be working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, like, easily. And both of us then trying to incorporate that can be quite hard. And then I suppose even bringing that honesty as well in there, that does come with, like, it's arguments as well, because it's like valuing, well, whose business is more important. Clearly your business is been established longer than mine, brings in more of an income. I give away too many freebies to make any profit. So I think that can be quite hard to go, well, whose job gets priority today? Because I've got meetings and clients and you've got meetings and clients, but the kids are off today. So where does the priority lie for that? And I think that can be quite hard. Not that a lot of times we massively argue over it, but sometimes it can be that
a tense point.
It's a tense point sometimes, or who does
say,
what in the house.
Well, that's I was going to ask you.
The next part.
Well, I don't know if we should talk about that part. But what are, in terms of, like,
Levi's laughing just saying that.
What are some of the non-negotiables, would you say, for you and for us, in terms of work-family balance?
I think the fact that the kids don't get neglected, I think that's the big thing. Like, we don't really have, they might get babysat once every 3-4 weeks. 3-4 weeks. So we've kind of got them the majority of the time, and we work hard. So that for me is a non-negotiable. It's just something, a personal opinion I've got. I know a lot of people. They come first? Yeah, that they come first. And if they ever started suffering as a result of what we were doing, then something would need to change. I wouldn't want to, that's a non-negotiable. For me, I know I keep saying food, but food for me is a non-negotiable. I think personal experience with physical and mental health, I realise the importance and value of nutrition and food. And for me, with the boys being so active as well, that it's not just going to be a quick oven meal every night for them, that I actually do meal prep because I want them to be fit, I want them to be healthy, and that's really important. And I want the same for us as well. So these things for me are the non-negotiables.
So when you say from personal experience, you know, physical and mental health, where does that come from?
You know? I guess that does tie into a lot of who I am and what I do as well, is to do with mental health as well. Mm-hmm. That's a big part of who I am and what I do. I have struggled at times with mental health, and probably been in some quite dark places with mental health as well, which has a massive impact on everyone round about you as well. But I think for the majority of it, I've come through the other side with a lot of support and a lot of fight and stuff like that. But it's not a nice place to be, and it can be one of the most loneliest and the most isolating places that you can actually be. And I think even from the marriage and business perspective as well, like neither of us fully grasped mental health when I was kind of going through those kind of the dark times. And it was a very private thing for both of us as well, because I think you do shy away and you hide a lot of these things. And we did, and both of us put a very good face on with what was going on behind the scenes. And no one would have known if he didn't know. But for me, exercise was actually the way out of that. Exercise and food was the way out of that, because I began to see the release, the physical release that you get from exercise, but you then begin to see what you're capable of in a gym environment, of stuff that you had no clue. You didn't know your own strength. And then when you achieve something, you realise, man, maybe I'm stronger than what I think. So being able to transfer those skills from a gym floor to go, do you know what? Maybe I can use those same skills for my mental health and for everyday life. I think that was the biggest thing. And then for me, food as well, linking onto that and realising the importance of food and mental health as well. So it's not just for your physical health, but the importance of it with anxiety as well, and how it can take you from where you're at now to where you want to be. Why are you smiling?
I like hearing you talk about these sort of things, like, because, like you're saying, we are very good. Well, for me, a non-negotiable is that I don't put a lot of my personal life on socials. Occasionally stuff with the kids, because of what they're achieving or whatever else, and maybe a selfie now and again, but to the large extent, don't put a lot of stuff on social media. But with that being said, I think sometimes giving a little bit of insight to what you've went through can be hugely impactful for other people, because then they realise, well, if he did it, I can do it.
Yeah.
If she did it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And I think just listening to obviously what you have to say, like, I know the full extent of it. I know the full extent of my own, physical and mental health as well, and the effect that can have on the business.
Yes.
As well. Like, because you think you need to knock your pan in, to give it your all, and then you get a £1,200 bill for your for your electricity, and you think, oh, I'm done, it's I can't do this, and the other times where you think, actually, you know what, it's good to be open and vulnerable a wee bit about what I'm feeling and what I'm going through, because running a business is tough on your own. And when you have to wear many hats, you have to be the PT, you have to be almost like the counsellor, you have to be the cleaner, you have to be the finance person, and rolling that all into one whilst dealing with your own personal life, is a tough shift.
It's another hat.
Of course it is. So I think for me, to answer my own question, a peek behind the curtain to what that looks like is that it's really easy on the surface of it to look like everything's great.
Yeah. The
business is going great. And folk ask you, how's the business going? Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
And there's very rarely a time where we say, do you know what, it's quite tough. There's stuff in it that's actually quite tough. And I've been there. I lost a part-time role that I had alongside Limelight Media, as you know.
I know.
But the listeners don't know. And that part-time role was a nice wee cushion. It was a safety net. And now being completely, fully self-employed is quite a scary prospect, because it's fully reliant on me, fully reliant on you. The business is fully reliant on me. The business is fully reliant on you. And when you put that into perspective, it's sometimes quite scary. But it's not to say. So we're talking about the peaks and the pitfalls. So there's obviously things that are great, and there's things that sometimes are really quite tough. But
yeah, I think that ties in one of the questions that was asked. I put this on my social media earlier today, and one of the questions that was asked, like, what's your biggest fear? Except birds. If you saw my videos, you would see that
so
makes
funny.
sense. Okay.
Oh, I freaked out, man.
You did.
I locked myself in the office. Big man.
That's a video to go and watch if you've not watched
it.
But it was actually funny when that question came up. I was like, what's my biggest fear? And I'm going to, obviously, the biggest fear probably for any person being self-employed is failure. Right, that's the biggest fear. But the more I got thinking about it, I was like, well, why is that? Why is failure my biggest fear? And I think it's because you, in this kind of line of work as well, you're not just selling a product, you're selling yourself. But watch how I word that there. Selling yourself. Like, so basically, before you were laughing. So basically what my biggest fear is of not being good enough. And I think that's underlying. It's not just the failure, it's who I am not being good enough. Because it's not just, I've got kind of two distinct kind of client groups that I go for in terms of personal training. People always say in personal training, like, you've got to pick your group. What is your group? And some people have got I'm going purely like athlete level, or I'm going purely this or purely that, or like kind of pregnancy or whatever it is. For me, I've got two. I've got one group of people who are very good at what they do and want to get better, because I like technique. And so I'm quite good at analysing movement and being able to improve that. So we break down your squat, break down your clean, your snatch, and I love watching that and analysing that and technique and improving that to be even better, to take someone with that now who they think they're really good, but taking them to an even better place. So that kind of precision, professionalism is what we're looking for in that sense. And then the other side is that aspect of people who are too scared to come into the gym because of their bad experience in a gym, or are quite anxious or not sure where to start or whatever. So to me, those are my two kind of areas and groups as well that I kind of go for. But I guess my biggest thing is then it's the fear of not being good enough for either of these kind of groups or people, or not meeting, or not my business not being good enough, because it's quite a competitive market. Like Irvine has got so many gyms. It's got your big commercial ones, it's got middle of the way ones, and it's just got the wee kind of, I was going to say wee backstreet ones like mine, but it's just going to get the wee personal ones as well. So it's quite
backstreet
a wee backstreet gym.
Backstreet's back, all right.
So it's quite a big market, and there's everyone is out there competing. And I think that's the thing. Like, I'm not a big brand, obviously. I'm not a big organisation. It's me, really, and that's it. So I think that's my biggest fear of feeling that I'm not good enough. But yeah, I guess that's a bit raw and real, isn't it?
No, but I get that, and you are good enough.
Thanks.
You're good at what you do. And you often tell me that as well, because I've sat here and I've had the same thing, and I've spoken to you and I've said, I've lost a client this week, and the imposter syndrome is through the roof, and you're like, I'm no good at this, and it's very real, and I freak out sometimes, and I go, man, am I even the right person for this job? Should I just go and get a job in Tesco or something?
Oh, I know. There's nothing worse than, I've not had many yet cancelled, but see when you get a notification that comes in through your phone, it's a member has cancelled their membership, and that's come totally out of the blue. I go, what have I done? Like, I take that personally, because I'm not like the big local, I'm not a big business. So these big businesses don't care if you come or you go. I care. I go, oh no, they've not said anything to me. Now, it could be a genuine reason for them that they're not coming, but my first response is I take that personally. I go, why have they just cancelled their membership? I don't know why. And it's hard.
No, it is hard. I find it difficult. So we've spoken quite a lot about failures. Let's lift the tone a wee bit.
Lift it a wee bit, okay.
It's not all doom and gloom.
It's not, no, it's not.
It is good fun. First of all, tell me about the spa.
The spa, yes. So it's great. No, to use it, it's really, really good. I think it's good because I love hearing people's comments when they come out the spa. Like, one woman, like, kind of works full time, she's got a couple of kids, and she's like, do you know what, that is the first hour I've had for myself in such a long time, and she just felt so relaxed. And just see, when you take that time away, a lot of people find it selfish, like, to come away and to have an hour for themselves where they're not being wearing all these hats they need to. They're not being a mother, not being a father, not being a work person, not being a friend, not being a carer, not being whatever. They find it selfish, but I think it's the complete opposite. I think these people in your life deserve the best version of you, and you to have the best version of yourself involves looking after yourself. So for me, seeing there's a lot of mums that use that from that aspect to come away for an hour for themselves in the spa, sit in that. Some of them take books into the sauna and they just they read in the sauna and they come out, and just that, it's like a weight's been lifted and they're ready to go back to the next thing in their life. So that's one thing, the relaxation, recovery time for you. Then you've also got the guys that come in that will train hard, a lot of kind of strength training done within the gym, so you really need to recover quite well for that. So the sauna is, and the spa and the jacuzzi is really good for recovery as well. So in order for them to meet their own gains, they need to recover well. It's not just about training, recovery is just as important as the training. So I think that's the two aspects. It's really good for that.
Yeah, and it's proper like luxury stuff. It's state of the art equipment. Yeah, it's not just a wee daft lazy spa
backstreet gym.
Backstreet's back. It is a proper good spa. Yeah. And I'm not just saying this because it's a cracking wee facility. That if you're looking for a spa, if you're looking for that recovery time or a bit of time yourself, then you need to check it out. You need to go and see this. Right. So to kind of finish us off a wee bit, 2 questions. One, what does the future look like? In terms of Tandem, because it's not just about the business, you also have a charity. Yeah,
so I was part of this charity before. A few reasons kind of came to end. The gym we were using before we couldn't use anymore, etc, etc. So it lay dormant for a wee while, and when I got this new place, it was actually one of the trustees who were there before, and he said to me, "Lindsay, why did you stop the charity before?" And I said, "Lack of space." And he went, "Where are you?" And I went, "Oh, I've got my own gym now." So it was like that wee light bulb moment of, so the charity is about supporting young people struggle mental health through exercise, nutrition. So that could be anything from just kind of self-esteem issues, anxiety, depression, these types of things as well. So that's a big passion of mine as well, just to see young people grow through that, getting them moving, getting them active, eating well, thinking about other people's needs in the community. So we are in the process just now of just rebranding all this and getting going, because as we know, the need is huge for young people with mental health. I've spoken to a GP not long ago, and they were just saying the amount of referrals they've put into the bigger organisation that deal with mental health, and they went out of the dozens and dozens that we put in. She says only a small handful of them, she says, actually got put through, and even that they might need to wait up to a year in order to be seen. And she says we're not like, we know what we're doing when we're referring people. So just kind of want to offer a bit more. So the charity will be up and running soon, hopefully. Just we're getting the last wee bits sorted with Oscar. So that is part of the future, incorporated in the gym as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good. Right, last question to finish us off. If you and I were to swap roles for a week, all roles, like...
Does that include house as well?
Let me finish here.
Okay,
so
go.
if we were to swap roles for a week, everything like business and personal, what are the areas that we would both smash and be brilliant at, and what are the areas that we would fall on our faces at?
Okay, am I doing it from your side first and my side first?
You pick.
Okay, well, we should
probably ask the kids this as well.
We'll do it in a minute.
Who are over here? Back to POV cam. We'll ask you in a minute as well, right? You can come and say, if mum and dad were to swap roles for a whole week.
So job, Levi's
job
laughing.
And home life, what would mum do well? What would dad do well? What would mum be rubbish at? And what would dad be rubbish at, right?
Okay.
So we'll do that in a minute.
Right, do you not ask them first? Because they'll just copy our answers.
Do you want to do it first? Yeah, you come first, right? Come on over.
Jacob's almost jumped up.
Right, so Jake, into this mic. You come and sit with me, right? And Levi, you can sit with mum. So Jake, what would mum be really good at if we were to swap roles?
Should we ask Levi first? Give Jacob more time to think.
You want to think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, Levi,
what would I be good at and what would I not be good at? And Dad's job and the way he is in the house and everything, so.
Well, you'd be good at lazing around all day.
That seems like a kind of passive aggressive. Dad is really lazy.
Don't know what else.
What do you think I would struggle with in Dad's job?
The whole media thing.
The whole media thing.
The whole media thing?
No, not the whole thing.
Your whole
You're
job.
good at media. I feel like having to do it back to back all the time though you might struggle with that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Staring at a screen all day long.
Yes.
Mum would have to get up halfway through the day and do a couple burpees and
You're
get back to it.
You're totally right, yes. I couldn't sit, you're right with that. I couldn't sit there all day.
Right, okay, so Mum would do that. Right, so what would Mum do really well?
So the only thing I think Mum will do well is keeping the place organised and tidy.
I think you're absolutely right.
That's good, my answer.
Yeah, Mum would keep the place tip top, and she would keep the clients on point. She would get all clients to pay on time.
Yes, I would.
She'd be good at that.
What would I not be good at?
Doing the work.
Doing the actual work, the media stuff. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So what about Dad? What would he be good at?
So I think he would need a personal trainer to help him. 'Cause if he's doing like the bench press, he would probably wouldn't be able to do it. So he's probably need to take a bottle of water every like minute or so.
Okay, but what would he be good at though?
What would I be good at?
You'll be good at
What about the stuff I do in the house? Would Dad be good at the stuff I do in the house?
maybe.
He's good at cleaning when he wants to
You'll
be.
be good at sleeping on the couch upstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Levi, what would Dad be good at in my job?
He'd be good at the whole marketing, social media thing because he does that for his own job. He'd be definitely good at getting people in the gym.
Yeah.
Um,
And what would he struggle with, do you think, with my life?
Getting up in the morning.
Getting up in the morning and stuff I do at the house?
Yes, he'd struggle with the housework. He can clean when he wants to. He can clean, but like he doesn't do it a lot. He doesn't do it a lot, so.
Great.
Right, okay.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, our shot. Right, you jump back over. Okay, so you going first? Am I going first?
Yeah, I'll go first then. So,
Right.
yeah, interestingly, what's that? You can just switch to the middle cam if you want for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you be good at in my job? So I actually agree with what Jacob said. I think you would be really good at organising the business, you know, and you would be far more responsive than what I am. I'm pretty bad when it comes to communications, purely because I'm always busy. I'm always on the tools, you know, so it's not like I'm actively ignoring people.
Yeah.
But my communications aren't great sometimes because of those reasons. I think you would be far better than that than I am. And organising the business, you know, in terms of policies, procedures and contracts, all that kind of stuff. I think you'd be good at all that kind of stuff. What you wouldn't be good at, so by your own admission, you love Canva, so I don't think you'd be doing any sort of graphic design work.
You answered that like a job interview and they go, what's your weakest link? I'm just too committed. Your only admission.
Yeah, I think the content creation side of things, I think you would struggle with a wee bit.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Right, go. Finish it off here.
Okay, so you in my life, I actually think you would do fine in the gym in terms of like communication, talking to people, because you have worked in a gym, so I think you'd be okay.
People don't know this.
No, yeah,
I worked in a gym for a while.
Did.
I was a personal trainer. I had my level 2.
Your gym instructor.
BWLA. Strength training. Yep. I was also a football coach, boys.
Yeah.
You're right.
So yeah, I think you would be fine in terms of that. I think you would struggle more in terms of life with it because, as I said before, you're up in the morning. I've usually done 2 hours of work. I've done the washing, hung it up, made the dinner, done the dishes, and the kids are all ready to go. And you're like, morning. So I think you would genuinely struggle with the cooking and the housework and all that. But the job itself, you would be fine to do. You'd be good at that. Me. Yes, I would struggle. I would struggle being at a screen so much, like Levi said, having to do a burpee every hour. Like you do spend a lot of your day on your screens, whether it's a camera or a phone or a laptop or whatever it is. And I think that I would definitely struggle, and obviously the media side of thing as well. But I would struggle with that. And I think, like you said, I would be good at the organisation, because I don't think. You're talking about your communication there and stuff like that. It's because you're quite a creative, and Levi's a creative as well. And I think as a creative, sometimes you can lose the organisational stuff because you're so focused on what you're producing, but it looks kind of scatty if anyone's looking on and going, where's your organisation in your day? But you actually, what you put out is such a high standard, and the quality of your work is such a high standard. So as a result, I think sometimes your organisation slips because you're so busy with all this other stuff. So that's it. So I don't think it's the fact that your communication, I'd be better at that, but I'm more of an organised person, where if you've got that more creative flair. So yeah.
Yin and yang. Great. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on my podcast.
Thanks for
and
having
talking
me.
to me. If you are looking for a gym, if you're looking for a personal trainer, and you're in the Irvine area,
even if you're not in the Irvine area and you're passing through and you want a wee session.
Not for free though.
No, I'm not allowed to give any more for free.
Name your freebies.
No.
But yeah, if you're thinking about getting serious about your physical and your mental health, then I'll link all the details below in this, but make sure you check out tandemfitness.co.uk. All the details are on there. You can start a membership today. You get the gym, you get the spa. It's brilliant. It's a great wee place to be, and a great wee community that's getting built there as well. So, and make sure you subscribe to this podcast, because if people don't subscribe to it, then nobody hears it and nobody sees it. So whatever platform you're listening or watching, just click that wee button now. Do it right now. See that one that's right there? Just click it. Thanks for that. You didn't do it, did you? But yeah, thanks for listening to the Many Hats podcast. I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.